Holy fuck!
I like this bird.
Doran, my God.
Oh, you're telling me. That was incredible.
And another great beheading by Doran.
That's about 6 seconds of screaming.
Oh, I love this.
Jack has perilously little magic left.
What? You're crazy, Doran! Do it!
Yeah.
If you're not playing D&D, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
I know.
What you bring, Chief Ga? Welcome back to Dice Shame. This is episode 48, King of the Hill.
MVP this week is Nikki D. Miller, or Jade Limey at Twitter, for her amazing artwork showcasing some of our greatest quotes.
Everyone, episode 50 is 2 short weeks away. I'm so proud of all of our hard work. If you love the show, please take a minute out of your day and rate and review our podcast. Every rating means more eyeballs and ear balls. We would really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, guys.
You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Let's roll. So yesterday I had the day off and I cleaned the whole house.
Oh my God, I need to do that.
I mean, it wasn't that dirty.
What was the part that had been cleaned the least recent?
The floors.
There.
Oh.
I mean, Harlan's really great at vacuuming all the time, but I like to clean the floors Cinderella style, like handsy kneesies with a bucket of water and whatever.
Cinderella.
It's very satisfying.
Wash the dishes. Scrub the curtains.
You can't have a maid. You can order a maid to come
This
and
is
clean your
true.
house.
This is true.
That's right. In D&D as well. How does cleaning a house work in D&D?
So
Do they
funny.
care? Do they have the same level of issue?
Cantrips?
Is everything just magic? So is everything clean?
Mages?
I think it depends.
Molly Mage?
Magic is not that common.
I mean,
right?
Chazloth, that dragon dude, had the messiest house on Earth,
yeah.
and he had magic. He
He
could have
liked
just
it
had a
that way.
broom run
He's
through
too
there.
busy.
So really, it just comes down to personality. In a world where magic allows you to do anything, there are still messy people.
In a world.
In a world.
So, Jack, do you usually clean the kitchen by setting everything on fire?
You know, sometimes you've got to take a burn it all down and start over approach. This kitchen is
Yes.
definitely one of those.
Yes. Great job.
Wow.
Top of the round, Doran Iron Fist.
Ape Iron Fist.
DI.
All right.
Doran Ape Fist.
So you have a ogre directly to your south. He's right up on you. Both of you just survived this terrifying blast of fire.
Yes.
What do you do?
The great ape lifts his giant fists in sort of a boxing style and takes a huge right hook to the ogre's face with a 17.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love the picture of this thing boxing. That's great.
It's like Clash of the Titans.
it's very good.
Like a singed dwarf ape.
It's dwarf style boxing
Rock'em
too.
sock'em.
Rock'em sock'em ogres.
30?
30 damage?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
dang.
Okay. Yeah. Your fist connects solidly with his face and he spits out chunks of teeth.
That aren't his. He's like, oh, I have to throw up my last meal.
He is dazed and almost dead. What do you do?
You got that left hook now?
And here comes the uppercut. Hopefully I hit with a 20.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Unnatural
Nice.
20.
Yeah.
How much damage?
24 damage.
Your hook follows swiftly by this uppercut. You just see the lights go out and his body falls to the floor.
Nice.
All right.
Slow motion Rocky style.
TKO.
A bell rings. Ding, ding. Round over.
I mean, this visual is really something. Doran going toe to toe with an ogre, but Doran is a giant ape and you
Yeah.
just punch him to death.
Yeah.
I think Jack does one
Awesome.
of those jumps in the air like, yeah!
Oh, that's cute.
Hoping it
watching
freeze
those
So
frames.
anime.
Yeah.
Like, catches himself. Is like, oh shit, I am boxing, not for me. Let's go.
I think I'll take the opportunity to move forward to
Great.
meet the bugbears
Oh.
part way.
Roll an intimidation check for me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
18.
That was a very impressive thing that just happened.
As I start
Wow.
to move towards this, I move my full 40 feet.
And you're like stepping over the bodies of these ogres, over the charred corpses of these orcs.
There's still like licks of flames on you from the fireball that happened like seconds ago.
Terrifying.
So this fiery ape that just punched an ogre to death is walking through the flames on fire towards these bugbears.
Yeah.
Red, what do? You see this happen through the open door.
Holy fuck! I'll move 90 feet, which is 60 because it's double with feline, and then another 30. And that will bring me back into the room, basically where I was when I killed the ogre the first time.
Great, yeah. You see Doran's little butt. I mean, I guess it's a big butt.
right.
now.
Big butt, yeah.
I like this ape butt.
No, it's still the same size. The butt didn't.
Dwarf
Still a
butt,
dwarf butt.
giant ape.
Oh, wait a minute, Kraloth. There's still an orc in front of you, isn't there?
There's still an orc out here. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
There he
You know
is.
what? Scree will help you with that.
Beautiful.
And she's going to fly at the orc.
Scree's a monster.
Yeah, Scree's incredible.
She gives you evil eye, Jack, as you say that.
I mean, I say it with all the utmost respect.
13.
To hit?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Wow.
Nice.
And 13 damage.
Okay, well done. You
Holy.
scratch him nearly to death.
Nice. I feel like Red has been like whispering things to Scree about Kieran over the years.
Oh, no.
So Scree's got this like,
Wait, over the years,
oh yeah, we've been friends forever. And
You and
Scree's
Scree-
got this like little
Oh,
chip
interesting.
on her shoulder about like Jack and like,
Animal
oh,
companions.
Kieran is, because Red innocently is like, oh, Kieran did the coolest thing today. So like Scree has got this little animal jealousy where she's like, thinks that Jack is like,
Being that her nature is so aggressive, she's just churning all
oh,
of this.
she's totally like that. I love it. But Red is so just in love with it.
Yeah, so Scree dive bombs this orc right beside Kraloth and just scratches his face to absolute shreds.
Nice.
And he starts batting at the air blindly, looking for her.
And she's going to continue her flyby and land pretty much right next to me in
Cool.
the north of the kitchen.
Kraloth, you see this happen.
All right.
There's an orc directly beside you, and yeah, man, the kitchen's on fire. What do you do?
I like this bird. And I pull out my Mace of Deception and I swing at the orc.
Do it.
That is an 18 plus 6, 24.
Absolutely. Yes, how much
Nice.
damage?
5 points of damage.
You knock his block clean off.
Nice.
Where there once was a head, there is no longer.
Smash his head into the rock.
Yes.
way to go, Kraloth.
Cool.
wow.
Yeah. All right. I killed something.
Atta boy. Do you want to move?
Yeah. Kraloth is just kind of proud of himself. He just stands there and
Stand
looks around.
outside.
Gonna go peer over the cliff and like kick a stone down.
And then, oh, shit, the battle. So he's going to run 30 feet towards the curtain.
Some nice looking clouds on the horizon. So you're like right up beside Jack, pretty much. The two of you just
Exactly.
looking in on this room
Yeah.
of fire and fury.
Nod respectfully to the wizard. That's some cool shit. That's some really cool shit.
It's the bugbear's turns. They are going to fearfully run away from Super
Fearfully?
Doran.
Oh, no.
Yep. So the bugbears take one look at this flaming ape approaching them,
Hello.
and they head for the hills. They run east toward the mess hall, screaming and crying like little babies.
Baby bugbears.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah.
Bugga, 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 bugga.
Jack and Kieran, what do you do?
So I send Kieran sort of tight to the roof through the doorway past the bugbears into the room beyond and find somewhere to circle sort of around the roof just to give us a sense of what's coming up ahead.
Cool. Kieran / not Kieran.
Definitely Kieran. Definitely not an imp from another world.
As Kieran previously described to you, and as this imp sees, a 200-foot wide hall furnished with 8 giant feasting tables that flank the north and south sides of this room. There are 2 20-foot diameter holes in the floor that are crisscrossed with wooden planks and that emit the foul stench and noise of swine below. You know these to lead directly down into this giant pig pit. The perimeter of the room is ringed by a 10-foot wide, 20-foot high wooden platform, atop which several goblins stand sentry, their bows straining, pointing at the door. The roof peaks some 65 feet overhead. That's where the familiar is circling right now. Oil lamps and wooden sconces and arrow slits pointing north and south provide dim light in the hall. The tables and floor are covered with gnawed bones, empty casks, gobs of grease, hunks of fur and hair, and twisted and broken pieces of armor. And above all this lords the biggest living thing you've ever seen. Chief Guh. Her obscene mass is slumped atop a large wagon, its wheels and axles straining under her immense weight.
Whoa.
Piled around the wagon are bones and refuse. She clearly does not get up to use the bathroom.
Oh my god.
Coins and treasure stud the piles of waste like raisins in a cake.
God.
Her corpulent body is bedecked with skulls and weapons worn as ornament. Her nose is pierced by a decorative longsword. She wears a stone well on her head as a fascinator.
What?
There's a little goblin arm barely poking out from between two of her belly rolls. It's like waving just a little bit weakly.
No.
She's got a couple of hill giants who seem to be standing guard over her. And then there are a few more goblins standing on tables with their bows trained at the doorway through which you are all located. That is what Kieran sees.
Oh my god.
So from this room, there is an eastern exit that is blocked by another red leather curtain. There's also some grate doors, some like iron doors, I guess, that are swung open on the northeastern side.
Jack lets everybody else know Chief Guh's in the next room, but watch that door. They got goblin archers on it. And he sort of dashes up, squeezing beside Doran, trying to get to this halfling that was trussed up near the fire as the bugbears are retreating.
Cool. Roll a medicine check.
I would love to. That's a natural 20.
Wow, nice.
This is a dead halfling.
Oh.
That's a dead halfling?
Yeah, you see as you approach this creature, they're sort of missing a lot of their internal organs and some of their face.
Oh.
So
Oh, so not even like
Bummer.
close to alive.
you know,
Not even like he had to do a medicine check.
missed it by that
Hey,
much.
hey, wake up, wake up.
Jack grimaces at the ongoing horrors that the hill giants have brought to this place and sort of puts his eyes back on the door where the bugbears are retreating to.
Cool beans. Doran, what do you do?
I think Doran,
Super Doran.
yeah, Super Doran's gonna chase the bugbears through the door.
Super Doran.
As he passes by, I feel like the ape sees Jack's reaction to the dead hobbit or whatever it is, small person.
Close
To
enough.
the dead Frodo. Baggins.
And I pick it up and sort of toss it into the fire.
Okay.
Sort of like in a way, he's kind of like, well, this
It's
is
like cremation, yeah.
It's not dice shame if Dora isn't tossing something on
Exactly.
fire.
Yeah. Or being on fire.
Yeah.
Or eating fire. Or being an ape.
So I move right up behind the bugbears as they're running through the door.
Oh, good. Nice.
Yeah.
Good call.
You see the one that's closest to you now look over his shoulder in fear.
And Doran the Great Ape is going to take a swing at this bugbear.
Oh, yeah, you got a
And-
10-foot reach. You can absolutely reach that guy.
Yeah.
Get him.
And so that is going to be
That's
a
why you're so good at boxing.
14 to hit.
No, I'm sorry. That
Oof.
misses.
It's okay with the one. And then the other hand, with fuck you, natural 1.
No!
Oh.
For shame.
No.
A
Fear
10.
has increased this bugbear's dexterity, and he runs out of the way.
Damn.
Red and Scree.
So I'm at the north of this kitchen.
Yeah, you
and
are.
I know there was a big fire pit in the center. Can I see over the fire pit if I wanted to shoot at
No,
these?
no.
Okay.
It runs all the way to the ceiling and then it becomes a chimney.
Perfect. Okay, then I'm just going to move my full move 60 feet down so that I should be past the fireplace at this point.
Absolutely.
And Scree, she'll move 60 feet up next to me. And for her second, she'll move about 30 feet. So she's 30 feet away from Doran and the bugbear.
Cool. So she flies alongside Red as you run, and then as Red, you take up your position sort of midway through this kitchen. She thoughtfully circles just a little bit closer to this crew of bugbears and your giant ape friend. Kraloth, what do you want to do? You're standing outside the curtain, looking in, wishing you were part of the crowd.
Yeah, and I decide that I'm going to join everybody. So Kraloth is going to dash in, and he makes it right behind Jack, next to the fire.
This is so exciting. This is the final assault.
Yes.
Oh, I just got chills all over my body.
Finally.
He's going to shout to Doran, "Don't go into the next room yet."
I'm glad you did that because I was kind of waiting for some direction.
We should use him as like cover.
Literal shield.
There's definitely
Yeah.
those readied actions from them goblins that suck.
Yeah.
That we got to.
But he can take those.
Yeah.
But it would give us all a chance to catch up and go in together.
Yeah.
Catch up. So, did you do your taxes?
So,
Or
yeah.
were-
How you been?
were
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. Have you seen that
Yeah.
local sports team?
How you been doing?
Oh, good.
So 2 of the bugbears continue to retreat back into this mess hall, and then they turn around and they sling javelins at Doran's huge, hairy form. That's a 7 and a 21.
Oof.
One of them misses, but guess which one?
7 piercing damage as one of the javelins hits you in the leg.
Alrighty.
Oh no, Doran.
And then the
barely
bugbear that you were punching at weighs his options and decides to take a step in closer to you and tries to hit you with his Morning Star. Melee damage.
Milady.
Melee. 14 to hit.
So yes, this one hits.
That's 10 piercing damage.
Oof.
Getting down there, 69 hit points.
Nice.
Grow up, Joe.
Nice.
Grow up.
69.
Jack and Kieran, what do you do? Jack and Kieran
Jack.
and Kieran.
Kieran is going to fly to the south wall and get up on that same level where the goblins are, but not get too close to one.
Sure. Yeah, you're like 15 feet away from a goblin.
And I'm going to walk east until I can sort of see this bugbear around Doran's body and just again give it that seething look and snap my fingers and have this big bell ring trying to shake the life from its body. So it can make you a wisdom save.
Cool. 17.
17 will do it so nothing happens.
Okie doke. Doran, it's your turn.
I attack the bugbear standing right in front of me with a 27 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Do
Yep.
it.
Stomping.
And then
Take him down.
doing 25 damage.
Wow. Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice.
Ooh.
You nearly obliterate him, but he's not dead yet.
I feel like I punch him and I feel him crack a lot.
Hey, Doran, you've got that ranged weapon attack as well.
Oh, yes,
Oh.
I do.
Yeah, basically, it's anything that you could imagine would be lying around.
I'm going to try and then pick up the bugbear that's in front of me that's not dead yet.
Yeah.
And throw him at one of the other 2 bugbears that are
Ooh.
25 feet away from me.
What?
Yeah.
You're crazy, Doran. Do it.
So what am I rolling here? Dexterity, I guess, eh?
If you'll recall, the stone giants actually picked you up, Doran, and
Yes.
threw you.
That's
This is
right.
a very similar ability. I'm just reskinning it for your ape.
Cool.
You've got experience with this. It should count for advantage, right?
You have been thrown, and so you know how to throw. Your strength score is 23.
Right.
So you have a +6 strength.
Yes.
That makes it very easy to pick up a creature like a bugbear and throw him.
Right.
So I'm going to make a dexterity save to try to avoid being thrown by you. I'm going to give you a DC, we'll say 17, that he's going to have to beat in order to avoid being thrown. It's a natural 1.
Yeah.
God, so I
There we
pick
go.
up- Okay.
Yeah, so you've got this bugbear, this near dead bugbear. Now, did you want to throw him at another bugbear?
Yeah. So
Great.
25 to hit.
Excellent.
Great. That hits.
And it's going to do the same damage as the rock, basically, right?
So the bugbear that's in your hand is going to take bludgeoning damage equal to the distance that you're throwing him, which means he dies on impact.
Oof.
So 15 damage plus 29 damage. So 35 damage.
He's dead. He's dead. You've killed him. Yeah. he's-
The best part of this is Chief Ga in that room is sitting there and she hears this.
Yeah.
And then a bugbear comes flying in, smashes into another bugbear, and both go skidding across the bone-infested ground, just like to a stop. How fucking terrifying of an
Smear of
entrance
blood
would
on the
that
ground.
be?
Oh, yeah.
Smashing the table
Incredible.
behind them. Just
For real.
These
It's
limp
something.
bodies just flopping in.
And you know what I think happens actually? You see, Doran, these bodies get just pincushioned by a hail of arrows
Yeah.
as these like hair trigger goblins like see something come fast through the door and they all just yeah. I mean, they're going to re-ready their action on their turn, but now you know what's in store for you.
So fucking good.
Cool. Great turn.
Brilliant.
Red, what happens next?
Red is going to move 30 feet south so that he is across from the door. Is there anyone I can look at? There should be one more bugbear, right?
Yeah, there's a final bugbear who's also kind of on the threshold of the door.
Yeah, I'm going to no-scope this guy.
It's like through Doran's legs, too.
Yeah.
Ah,
And I'm going to use my sharpshooter penalty for this.
Great.
With a natural 20!
there we go.
First one in a while.
Well, the medicine check. But,
Oh,
you know.
yes, that's right.
Oh, I'm so
The first one
sorry.
that counts.
Right.
Of course, Rob.
Yeah.
That is 25 damage
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
as I snipe this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Well done.
Red is going to say, Scree, go! And she is going to fly in as well. And she is going to attack that bugbear.
Man, now all the goblins don't have their arrows trained. They can't just puncture her.
Natural 1.
Oh, no.
No.
This die just went whoomp whoomp.
Swingy.
I know.
There's a swing, yeah.
Oh boy, saucy. So yeah, no, that one totally fails.
Okay.
So she's going to continue flying, and she's going to fly back out after missing her attack.
She circles around this bugbear. Okay. Dang. He's still alive, though. Kraloth, your turn.
Kraloth is going to run forward, getting pretty close to behind Doran.
The clatter of heavy armor.
Nice.
Exactly. And he's going to throw his hand in the air and
You just don't care.
cast Sacred Flame on the bugbear.
Yeah. Dex save?
It is a dex save. Yes, please.
How do you like an 8?
Oh, I love that. Very pleased with that. So it's going to take 4 points of damage.
Is it like a beam from heaven or?
It is like a beam from heaven, like a spotlight.
Excellent.
In the beginning of this campaign, weren't you using your lantern for it?
Yeah, I was. I don't use that anymore.
I
I've got
know. It
goggles.
was like so long ago. It almost feels like a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I forgot you used
It's
to use a
so
lantern.
long.
It's mastery. It's a level of mastery.
That's right. That's right.
At one point, I had to send it from my amulet, and now I can send it from wherever I want.
The heavens above.
Finger.
So this bugbear had turned around, loosed a javelin at Doran, then took an arrow right in the chest from Red. He's bleeding, trying to fend off this hawk, and then just like almost like a UFO is trying to beam him up. Just gets illuminated by this spotlight and turns into dust.
So not only does the giant in this room see these bugbears skid across, but then the other one is like trying to run in. He gets hit with a fucking arrow. A hawk goes past him, and then and he just disintegrates in like 6 seconds.
Puff of smoke.
So
yeah.
good.
They're like,
If
fuck.
you're not playing D&D, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
I know.
This is too much fun. Okay, great.
As a final action, he shouts, "Let's regroup. Let's regroup."
I just really like being able to strike entire groups of enemies off my combat
We like
tracker.
it too.
Oh, bugbears?
Yeah.
No more bugbears.
did.
All right. Don't have to worry about them anymore. Doran, you see coming through the far red curtain one more hill giant. This one looks to be dirtier than all the rest, covered in shit stains and refuse,
Oh, lovely.
and trailing a cloud of flies.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's Rock.
Jack and Kieran, what do you do?
Turning to Kraloth and Red, and to a lesser extent Doran, who's way up there. Do we want to try and taunt them out?
I think so.
yeah.
If we can focus down, you said there's giants in there? A couple hill giants and the chief,
There's 2 giants and a handful of goblins.
plus the chief.
And Guh.
I don't know, guys. Remember, they respect this chief because she's the biggest. Is Doran bigger than the other hill giants right now?
Great question. He's definitely of a size with them.
When we interrogated that bugbear outside, he said that they respect size above everything else. The reason Chief God's being on it is because of how big she is. Maybe there's an option where we use this to our advantage.
There's a chance, but we'd be missing out on an opportunity to lure them out if we go with that plan.
Well, I mean, we can yell at them through this doorway.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like there is a play here where I get sort of some shelter up to this wall and like shout something, but I don't know what that thing is yet.
Should do what we did downstairs. Say, hey, come in here. Come in here. Remember?
How about this? Jack steps up to the eastern wall and uses a little minor illusion to make this booming giant voice sort of echo through the doorway and out into the chamber with Chief Guh, and says, "Chief Guh, your new husband is here. Send the other boys away."
Yeah.
With Kieran sort of watching, I just want to get a temperature on the room on how they react, if there's any like possibility that she's going to like be interested in that.
Kieran watches as the 3 male hill giants in the room exchange confused looks between each other. Chief Guh is looking at the door. She's got a club in her hand but she doesn't make any effort to move.
Say something like, oh, are you willing to meet him or something? Yeah.
Are you ready to meet your new husband?
Like this is a game show.
Behind the
Come on down.
Behind curtain number one, we've got your
Using
husband.
sacred flame as a spotlight, he comes in, sparkles from fucking thaumaturgy. Chief Ga speaks. You hear her guttural voice, clogged arteries and all. She says, "What you bring, Chief Ga?"
What we bring, guys?
We bring powerful
Dance moves.
fighting husband.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely something delicious we brought.
Too bad you threw that halfling in the fire, hey?
Yeah. We bring you giant ape.
I am giant ape.
No, the giant ape is the food that me, the invisible husband, is now bringing. I guess the narrative is evolving as we go. We got to stay light on our toes here.
I
Chief
love
Guz-
the idea that
Already
Jack,
cooked, crispy on outside.
Yeah, Kraloth turns to Red. There's a couple plot holes here.
Jack does like a good job of emulating giant speak and then sort of kind of like walks it back and starts talking a
Yeah.
little bit faster and using a little bit longer. It's like, well, but actually, okay, hold on just a moment, Chiefka.
So the best part though is Doran and Kraloth don't understand what's being shouted.
Nope.
No idea.
Red does, and he's just like, what?
I'm kind of looking back at Red like I'm bad at this.
I'm so excited to see how this plays out. So Chief Ga shouts, "Bring you here." Do you want to take an action, or that's about 6 seconds of screaming?
I'll just motion for Doran to go
Okay. Yeah.
and give you like a weak thumbs up because I got nothing.
Great, Doran, it's your turn.
Okay. Yeah. So
What happens now, Doran?
maybe I.
So you hear a lot of screaming in giant, and then Jack gives you a thumbs up.
So then,
I love this game so much, Doran.
let's say I do understand to a degree that I'm supposed to enter now. You know, there's been an exchange of words, and then he gives me the thumbs
Yeah, he'll
up.
give a
I
thumbs
mean,
up and like point to the door.
And
He'll
now
be
you're like, great, time to murder everybody.
So I move my full 40 feet into the door, but
Yeah, you behold this room for the first time. It's wild.
so we're not going to lure the hill giants in this room anymore.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe you will.
I thought that was a good idea.
I did
you
the
will.
best I
Time
could.
will tell.
Doran's a lucky ape.
here's where I would like to roll some deception. I'm going to try to deceive them and make them
I love this.
think that perhaps I am a gift or maybe a prisoner of some sort. So
And how do you do this?
maybe I walk in with my hands tied behind, like behind me,
Mhm.
and I say, and I'm trying to
I mean,
look.
you're like pretty beat up too, right? You're like
Yeah.
you're bloody.
Pre-charred, it's extra flavor.
Right.
You also can't speak though, right?
No, but who knows? Maybe he's a very good mime
Sultry grunts.
I've rolled a 6 for deception.
for deception.
Yeah.
Great. So you walk in all coy and you forget that your hands are by your sides and then you put them behind your back really quick. Yeah, I mean, you probably think that you do a great job.
Coquettish.
You like batting your eyelashes, imagining
Yeah.
how you might seem delicious.
And then I see Chief Good, and I'm like, I throw up a little bit in my mouth.
Oh, Doran.
Very poorly veiled disgust. Great. Would you like to take any actions, or
I don't know. Do you guys think I should just outright attack at this point, or?
it's your call?
You're right in the doorway.
Yeah, you could pop back out. That's really
Oh,
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I do that. I move in, and then I move out. I'll like right back to the same position. This is what you can have.
Meet you in the kitchen.
Go and see what that is.
You're
you know?
being mysterious.
playing hard to get.
enigmatic. Yeah.
Hey, and then just fucking walk back.
Honestly, that's sort of my thinking too.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dumb in the best way.
I want
Red, it's
that.
your turn.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I will.
I mean, I don't know. Is the
I will ready an action until something walks into the door.
Okay.
Because Red is utterly confused. Not to say he's against it. He's just like,
I'm right there
okay,
with
Jack,
you.
I got your back. You wanted me to support your calls. I got you, buddy. And he's just like going with the flow, happy to see whatever the fuck
This is
happens.
standoff right here.
But he will pull back. I'm going to pull back to this doorway with the hooks.
Yep.
There was a doorway behind us
Yeah.
because I don't want to die. And this seems like a risky ploy. And then I'm going to bring Scree. She's just going to hang out, I guess, in this corner because
Okay.
she's a combat thing and there's no real combat.
Sure. Kraloth, what do you do?
Yeah, Kraloth sees Red kind of peeking through Doran's apish legs at this other giant that's walked in, that's covered in the refuse. And Kraloth,
Filth.
Oh, this is dumb.
Kraloth is going to just poke his head out and begin walking towards the wall where Jack is. But before he gets there, he's going to do his own insight roll.
Okay.
That's 11.
The giant has a look of longing and regret.
The giant looks a little upset. Maybe it has to do with it being covered in shit. And Kraloth is going to continue his movement and get to the wall right beside Jack, just so that he's right at the corner of the wall, so that if something comes in, he's ready.
So we have Scree on the south side, and then on the north side of this doorway, there's Kraloth and then Jack. You guys are kind of underneath the ledge of the large giant table and pressed right up against the wall. Red, you're sort of back in the dry storage area with the carcasses. And Doran is standing right in the doorway, just hanging out.
Perfect.
Okay, so one of the hill giants comes through the doorway.
Boom.
He gets within 10 feet and reaches out to grab Doran, the lucky ape. Anyone want to use a ready to action here?
Yes, please.
You got to shoot him with some arrows.
Yeah, do that.
Yes, but I miss anyway.
Oh.
So 7 goes wide.
The hill giant looks at you, Red, as you fire an arrow.
And I wave.
Oh my god.
And then he goes to grapple the ape. This may be kind of ridiculous because the ape is so strong.
Coquettish Doran really drew
But
them
we'll
out.
see who grapples who. Doran, make a strength check for me, please.
Was going to be a 16.
12, which means you
Nice.
come out on top.
Fuck yeah.
You have him in such a position that he can't move anymore.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, sleeper hold. Whatever. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know wrestling. Sorry for all the
Me
wrestling
neither.
fans out there.
So the giant who is flanking Chiefka rushes forward 40 feet, throws a barrel at you. That's 14 to hit.
Yeah. Is it barrel monkeys?
You take 21 bludgeoning damage.
What?
Oof.
Yikes.
Freaking barrels?
The far stinky giant is going to dash. Jack and Kieran, what do you do?
This grappled giant, has it been injured at all?
No.
I think we're gonna go all out here. Jack mimes like he's holding a bow and arrow in the air, and a shimmering one of force appears with 7 or 8 arrows beside it.
Wow.
He sort of pulls back and lets go, and a whole bunch of magical darts fly towards the giant that is being grappled by Doran, just finding their marks. And I'm using some of that alchemical casting to goose all those arrows. Holy fuck, I rolled max on all those dice.
That's
So-
awesome.
Yes.
So 19, 18, 7, 15, 18.
77 damage.
That's unconscionable.
But that's pulling out
Nice.
all the stops. Jack has perilously little magic left as he like does his best red impression. Like he's been paying attention to all the form and stance and everything to make these magic arrows fly as true as possible as they zap around the arms of this giant ape to strike true at this giant at every opportunity.
Yeah, and underneath the blows of these magical darts, these terrifying wounds just bloom and erupt, and the giant screams in pain.
Ooh.
Red, hiding, sees none of it. He just hears, and he's like, with one hand out from behind cover, waves is like, "What happened? Something cool?" He like leans out and sees it damaged, like, "Well done, Kraloth, whoever."
Jack's face falls just a little bit when he knows Red wasn't watching.
Doran, what do you do?
Doran attacks the giant standing directly in front of him.
Great. I mean, you guys are like all coiled up together.
Yeah. So
Rolling
let's say
around
like
the
I'm kind
ground.
of sitting on top of him, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's
so
been this
his
grapple.
speed is 0 essentially. So you're like, yeah, you have him.
So I like start punching him in the face.
Cool.
Nice.
22 to hit,
Nice.
17 damage.
Wow.
Nice.
And then that's one punch and then another punch. I hit with 24,
Yes.
doing 30 damage.
Yeah, you just
Oh, yeah.
mash
Smash his face
him with your fists until he is unrecognizable and limp. And he's dead.
Nice. Well
Dead.
done, Doran.
Good job, guys. Red, it's your turn.
There are other things in this kitchen, right? Like tables and things.
Yeah, there's giant furniture heaped in refuse.
Can I hide
essentially.
behind any of it? Does any of it offer partial cover?
Yes.
So I'm going to move 30 feet.
As if it's a tree trunk. You're kind of behind one of the table legs.
And
Cool.
just sort of before attacking, I'm going to just shout out, Rock! It's not worth it, buddy! Love is more important! Go back to Moog! You don't need this! Love! And I'm going to try to do a little bit of a gamble and hope that this extra stinky giant is Shruck.
Okay. Roll persuasion for me.
Roll of persuasion.
19.
Oh,
Hey!
no. That's
Very
amazing.
persuasive.
Red, you see as the far, smelly giant looks around, kind of confused, and then his eyes well with tears.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I'll just sort of double down. Just like, we won't hurt you. Just leave when you have the chance, bud.
You hear a response from the other room. Chief Guh shouting,
Rock, stay. Don't.
she's going to make a persuasion check against you.
Nice.
Oh.
I love this standoff. Also, I'm speaking in giant, obviously. So,
So, do you want to do anything else?
does he seem to react to her at all?
It's hard for you to tell.
Then I will attack this other giant and see if I can't take it out. I don't get the feeling that these giants are very loyal, so I don't think Kruk's going to be offended.
It's like, that was my friend.
How dare.
Yes, that was 21 to hit,
Well done.
Hey.
and that was 20 damage.
Whoa. Love it.
Nice.
Cool.
Shrink.
And I'll do another one with sharpshooter disadvantage because we got a lot of bads.
There's a big target. They are the broadside of
Yeah,
a barn.
they're easier to hit.
Yeah.
Not this easy. 8?
No.
Oh.
Nope. Second shot goes wide.
Scree? How do you scree?
You know what? Scree's going to start making it towards these goblins.
Yeah.
Nice. Good call.
She won't make it the entire round, but
Sure.
she's going to move 60 feet to basically as close as she can get to the nearest goblin.
As she flies into the room, she's going to take fire.
That's fine.
So,
Fire.
2 goblins loose their short bows at her. 18 to hit
Yep.
and 10 to hit.
No.
One of them hits. 3 piercing damage.
Oh, she's great. Perfect.
These goblins, man, they're on it.
Yeah, they're ready. That's their whole thing.
Anything scurries in this whole room, we're on it.
Kraloth, what do you do? You're right around the corner from this carcass. You saw Red fire an arrow into the dining hall. The dining room.
Kraloth is going to run behind Doran, so he's within range of Red and Doran, and he's going to cast Bless.
So who are the 3 recipients?
Myself, Doran, and Red.
Thanks, buddy.
Giant's turns. So the closest giant, the one that just took the fire from your bow, hoves into view through the door, picks up the body of a bugbear, and throws it at you, Doran.
Is it the same one as before?
Yeah, really.
Just the mangled body.
23 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
That's 21 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Friendo.
Dang. How you doing, Doran?
Doran's okay. The ape has 27 hit points.
Red, you watch as the fire giant, the one caked in filth and now tears, starts to shyly retreat.
Yes!
All right.
Hey.
Do you have inspiration?
No.
All right, you can have inspiration.
Yeah.
Good
Nice.
job,
Sweet.
Harley.
Thank you.
Give it to
you-
him.
You deserved it. This is indeed Hruk, the husband of Moog. And he's now realizing, as things are getting pretty dire here at Groundhog, that maybe he should go back to his ex.
The mistakes I've made.
Jack and Kieran, what do you do?
Well, I'm going to peek around the corner just enough to get eyes on the giant that hucked the body of the bugbear at Doran and look him dead in the eyes and try and ring his bell, shake the soul out of him. So I'd toll the dead on that one.
Bring him down.
That's a natural 1.
Oh, yes.
14 damage as
Nice.
a big bell sound comes just from his whole hollow head, trying to shake the spirit out of it.
This one sounds like Arnold.
And then I'm going to duck back around
Sure.
so that I'm out of sight.
Doran, it's your turn.
Doran is like now into this game where he picks up the body of the bugbear that's been thrown at him and he hucks it back at the giant.
My
Yes.
dad never played catch with me.
My
With-
dad didn't love me enough to play catch.
Yeah, exactly.
21 to hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I'm imagining the football pass, like the perfect spiral on this body of a
Yeah.
just the
Mangled body.
Yeah.
Blood spinning off of it.
Ew.
It actually comes back to life for a minute.
Where am I?
Wow,
Oh,
it's
no. He wasn't fully dead yet.
Okay.
33 damage
Nice.
Wow.
for the first throw.
What are you throwing the second time?
Oh, I guess I'll pick up, I don't know.
Kraloth, he's like caught in the moment.
I'm not a bugbear.
He just reaches
man.
behind him to paw at something.
I mean, there's an elk carcass on the ground
there's like
somewhere.
tons of stuff around.
Throw a big metal discus, like a platter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll throw a platter.
Bomb.
25,
Yeah. Yeah.
doing 35 damage.
Nice.
Nice.
So you throw a plate so hard at the giant that you kill it.
It's like this
Nice.
like, badly designed sharp-edged plate that
Shunk.
takes his head off.
You know what I love about that? You think like hill giants don't seem like they're really big on like cutlery and place settings. So someone wanted to have a little bit of class and like I'm going to have one plate. There's like one plate in here because how many people are like sitting down with fork and tables? The most prized plate possession of someone. Just take a head off. Nicely done.
Well done. And another great beheading by Doran. Well done. Good. Good throw.
Wonderful. Did you want to move, Doran?
Yes, with that, I move right into the room. So I'm going to now try and take, the brunt of the hits from the arrows.
Yeah, it's funny, actually. You don't get hit by any arrows. Red,
Okay.
it's your turn.
I'm going to move a little bit north, those 30 feet up, so that I have an angle on one of the goblins. And I'm going to fire at one of the goblins up on the wall. I think there's a goblin to the south that I can hit.
There are 2 goblins to the south on the wall. There's one on the northern wall, and there are 2 standing on top of tables on the northern side of the room.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll take the one to the south.
Okay.
11 to hit.
No.
I'll fire again. Natural 20!
Nice.
Well done. Not only do we shame dice, but
Very
we celebrate them too.
We do. We celebrate dice.
It's less pithy, but I don't want to lose that part of our identity.
Just doesn't have the same ring.
28 damage.
If it had
Nice.
4 times the amount of hit points that it currently has, it would still be dead.
Nice.
So
Wow.
you kill it a lot. The arrow just rips through the goblin's body and pins it to the wall.
Nice. Scree will attack the goblin in front of her with a 14.
No, that misses.
Damn. She sails by and continues north.
Cool. All right, Kraloth, it's your turn.
Kraloth is going to run behind Doran, and while he's moving, he throws his hand in an arc and casts spiritual weapon in the room close to Ga and has his floating scythe go up to her and take a swing.
Shoo!
That is a 14 to hit.
That hits.
I was going to say, she doesn't seem like she moves.
Correct.
8 points of damage. Yeah, I guess I'll dodge as my actual action,
Cool.
just in case.
Doran, you're standing in the doorway and you see this magical scythe appear. You know it's the work of Kraloth, and it slashes at Ga's massive form. The giant who has been fleeing the room continues to do so, pushes aside the red curtain, and is out of sight.
Yay!
All right.
Jack and Kieran, it's your turn.
Jack walks around the corner, squeezes by Doran so that he can sort of see Ga and the spiritual weapon, and looks right at her and pulls out his orb, and this pulsing sound comes over it, rolls off towards her, trying to like shake whatever life is in that body of hers away from it. Tries to tear her apart and toll the dead. She would need to make me a wisdom save.
15.
She passes.
Ah.
She stares daggers at you, unmoving.
Yeah.
It's Chief Guz's turn.
Uh-oh.
What's she gonna do? Move?
She picks up a priceless treasure box and throws it at you, Jack.
Oh, no.
27 to hit,
Oof.
A 27 will hit me.
23 damage.
I'm resistant to all damage because of a spell Kraloth put on me. Is that still going on?
That's still going.
Beautiful. So half of 23 is 11, right?
It is. Make a concentration check.
So the DC would be 10 or 11. I forget what I rolled a 15 plus
It's
my
11.
Constitution is 12.
So you're fine.
And I take 11 points of
And
damage.
we both
as well.
take 11 damage. Ow!
Ow.
Gah! What are you doing? That was an antique. I just the shards of broken antique box around me. That's more offensive, really, that crashing against the shield of faith and the warding bond than it is the actual shards of it sticking out of my jacket.
Yeah. I like that more than physically damaged, you're just incensed at her wanton destruction.
I mean, yes, destroying the ecosystem here, bad, but also throwing antiques at me, this is not okay.
Great. So anyone who can see into the room notices the goblins begin to dismount their furniture and make their way along these wooden platforms to slowly and quietly begin to escape the room.
They know this building is burning. They're like, let's get out. Nice.
Goblins really like to just look after their own hides.
As they should.
Mhm. Dorian, it's your turn. You see as Jack gets just totally plugged by this fucking treasure chest.
Doran watches the treasure chest come flying at Jack and hit him right in the chest, and he picks up the treasure chest.
Darn, it might still be okay. It's still good.
And he runs into the room holding it and whips it at the head of Chief.
Nice.
But who made it, Doran?
Very good.
But who made it?
23 to hit.
Certainly.
Nice.
35.
Wow, good job.
damage on
Nice.
the
Nicely
Whoa.
done.
Cool. Yeah, it hits her right in the face and it knocks the well off of her head. And clatter of rocks showers behind her.
And I look back to Jack for some sort of sarcastic comment about the well.
Jack is stunned just on every level. Every part of this is bad for him. He's still focused on the crumbs of that chest as it exploded against her hide. It's just like, what? Oh.
Red, it's your turn.
Red is going to move. I have my feline agility back, so I'm going to move 60 feet into the room.
Sure.
And I have a bit of a wacky idea.
It's kind of wacky.
It's a little
You
wacky.
just hit Doran.
How far is she off the ground?
Oh, she's not far off the ground. So she's sitting in the midst of this pile of refuse and treasure and valuables and food and carcasses, but she's actually on this wagon whose axles are straining under her great weight. And she's maybe 5 feet off the ground, maybe a little bit less because it's bowing under her bulk.
So I have a bit of a throwaway idea. Can I aim at one of the wheels or maybe the axle or something? What's bowing the most under stress?
Roll an intelligence check for me.
Oh, shit.
You can roll a d4 as well, right?
Oh, nice. I rolled an 18 plus 4.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Minus 1. So
Yeah.
23.
You quickly assess the situation. Your keen eyes pick out the details of the machinery of the wagon underneath her, and you see that there's a weak spot where you would be able to target the wagon specifically. That might
Fuck it.
mess with the thing she's sitting on.
It's too bad the wagon's not able to roll into one of those holes.
You know what? I
but-
think Red's going to try to math out this problem and think this might be an easy solution. So he's going to crouch down, just close one eye while everyone is sort of rounding her. And you know
Okay.
what? I'm going to use my inspiration.
Roll to
Do
hit
it.
the wagon.
Nice.
No
that
penalty here.
specific spot on the wagon.
Dirty 20.
Whoa.
Nice.
All right. How much damage do you deal?
8 damage.
I mean, so it has a hit points of 7.
Does it actually?
Yeah. So with a loud crack, your arrow sings through the axle on this wagon, and you see just a look of terror in Chief Guz's eyes. Can I read this for you? Because this is amazing.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. Hitting the axle just right. Not only does this send Gu tumbling to the floor, but she tries to stand up and instead rolls into the nearest pit, breaking through the wooden cross beams. She falls 30 feet to the floor taking 3d6 bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
landing prone.
Fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she
Isn't
like
that so funny
cries
that
out.
I just said that
yeah, rolls into the pit, breaks through the cross beams, and falls into the pigs.
Holy fuck.
Wow, way to go, Harlan.
Great call.
Feed her to the pigs.
You should get inspiration back.
Well done. Okay.
So she's down the hole
my
now.
She
God.
fell in the hole.
She's obviously not dead. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my God. And the treasure's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Haha.
Red is still posed with his bow. And it's just like silent. It's
You
just
have
like,
another shot. Like it's still your
yeah.
turn.
I'm like, well.
Nice.
Wait a minute, though. I didn't think about this. She had the conch still, didn't she?
It's on the ground, like lying beside the wagon.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. I just like am frozen for a moment. Like, and I slowly like stand up. And,
I mean, you guys can drop
well
out of initiative
done,
order
Red.
if you'd like right now.
fuck yeah.
The
we'll drop
goblins
out
are
of initiative.
fleeing the room.
Yeah.
Is she dead though?
She can't move. She's not going to do shit until you go down there. And
Red just stands atop the hole, just like pot shotting her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well done, guys.
Hey.
I was kind of thinking that the ape would jump down and land on top of her, but
I mean, I'd like to look over the edge to see what she's doing.
Yeah, she has landed on top of like 3 pigs, and they're obviously dead. But a number of pigs are starting to sniff around her and are like cautiously nibbling at her like dress and stuff.
That's so fucking gross. Yeah, can I like coup de grace her?
I don't feel bad at all.
Yeah, I think there's that moment of just the pigs closing in and like devouring her. There's something like
Poetic about it.
I think it's clear, like the pigs, the converging on her.
maybe
says
they
enough.
finish her off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Wow. So yeah, I guess
yeah.
So guys,
Yeah, well
we have
played.
destroyed Chief
we
Gut.
just did Greta
I think that deserves a little round
Yeah.
of applause from me.
I think so.
Good job, you guys.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you all.
I mean, yeah, so there's a horde of orcs outside. There are a couple of ogres and hill giants, but you know that there are some arrow slits on the wall. And I imagine that between using Kieran to scout and then also having the wherewithal to like peer out the windows, as I'm sure you would just on reflex to try to figure out what's happening outside, you can tell that the cries of Chief Guh from this pig basement in the abattoir, they're resonating outside of the hill giant fortress, such that her minions can hear that like it's not going great in here. You know, the orcs share looks with each other and just start wandering away.
Wow.
Zug zug.
You see Hruk leave the animal enclosure where all the sheep were being kept, and he kind of like makes for the woods. People just start leaving.
I mean, we also fulfilled Moog's request too, because she wanted him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hey, that's a double win right there. Not only did we
yeah.
kill the chief, we also got her man back.
I mean, for however much we want Moog to have a happy ending,
I want Moog to have a
Oh,
happy
I want them
ending.
both to have happy endings.
Aw.
unless she's the next Guh.
You know what?
Not for a little while at least.
Let us
So-
have this, Jack.
So let's talk treasure, shall we, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hidden under where Chief Guh's bulk used to sit,
Yeah.
under the wagon in these piles of refuse and carcasses and literal actual shit,
Yeah.
she's been hoarding stuff.
I feel like Jack and maybe even Red move towards it, and they're like, "Oh God!" And then Doran's like, "Get me in there!"
If there's any part of the treasure that counts as loose earth, I would like to push it 5 feet away.
Disgusting. I mean, yeah, that removes a third of the bulk of this
We're,
stuff.
we're gonna
Yeah,
try and
good
pile
call.
that somewhere off to the side.
That's actually a good filter. You just like lift
You
it
like
all.
shove it down the hole. It just like
Yeah.
piles on top of her.
Some of it is looser than other parts.
Ew.
Oh no!
I don't know if somebody wants to be the quartermaster for this,
Yeah,
but I'm
I'll
just
write
going to
everything
list it all
down
out.
and put it all into the bag of holding,
Right.
and then obviously the thing.
So you find, in terms of copper pieces, and I'm imagining Red being like 31, 32, 33. You find 5,600 copper pieces,
Wow.
Sweet.
2,200 silver pieces,
Wow.
630 electrum pieces,
Wow.
Electrum.
150 gold pieces.
Nice.
You find the following art objects:
Nice.
a wooden rocking horse, a small wooden chest containing a disguise kit, a wooden coffer containing 6 vials of holy water, a life-size wooden statue of a halfling,
Interesting.
Oh.
a battered hat with 5 carnelians sewn into it,
What is a carnelian?
It's like a red gem. A gold flute, a flower pot carved from jade, and my favorite, a wooden puppet theater with gold trim, along with gold stringed puppets wearing bejeweled costumes.
That's so cute.
Additionally, you find the following magical items, and you know their magic power by touching them and feeling the thrill of magic enter your body. You find 2 potions, a spell scroll, and a heavy, large conch.
The conch.
Creatures unfamiliar to sea life may not recognize this shell. It's a massive example of a sea mollusk, creamy and pink and opalescent in color, featuring a number of horny protrusions
Nice.
all along the length of its spire. It's 2.5 feet long, 20 pounds, and is daunting to carry. There are faint, giant runes inscribed along the inner lip of the frill's aperture.
Interesting.
The rune for Ferd, Helig, and Kong, which Jack recognizes and read also to mean journey, sacred, and king.
Huh.
It says journey, sacred, and king on it, guys. I say as I'm putting the conch into the bag of holding.
Feels like that's gotta. I want to look at that more. That's fascinating. I mean, but also, have you seen this puppet theater? I didn't even Jack is walking around all the pile of stuff, not even sure where to start. And look at that halfling. Look at how lifelike it looks.
I think if you're putting the halfling statue, the puppet theater, the everything in this bag, you are reaching the limit of stuff that this
Well,
bag of
remember,
holding
I
can
also
carry.
unloaded a whole bunch of stuff into our Nightstone 4 headquarters. So the bag actually doesn't have that much left in it. I didn't take any rugs. I mean, it's got lots of stuff, but like we're talking about a piece of cloud, hair from a giant, a potion of poison resistance. Like the heaviest thing in there right now is a piece of dry aged pork. But my studded leather armor and all that other stuff I left.
True. So, what do you guys want to do now? What are you going to do with Grudhog? What about finding Orin with your horses and Bee, who's in the hills somewhere?
I think once everything is settled down and it's sort of made clear that the orcs aren't coming back right now, the topic of what to do with Grudhog comes back up. And I think we turn to Jack, whose initial sort of thoughts were to destroy this thing, and we talk. All right, this is done now. How do we unblock this river?
I mean, my first thought is, why don't we just light it on fire and let it burn down? That'll be a clear signal to everyone around. Grudhog's gone, and it's going to weaken whatever structural crap is here anyways. And then we can sort of come back and see what is left to dismantle of the dam.
Before we do anything, I do think it's really important that we get Belliard here to reclaim all of these sheep and pigs. They've been starving forever. I think they should come, and the real value of this place is within all of the food that they've taken, the pigs and the sheep out front. I think once we are sure that it's safe, we should head back to Belliard, bring as many farmers and townsfolk as we can to come and lead these sheep and pigs back to the farms that they were taken from.
If we wanted to hang out here for an hour or two, I could send a letter that would arrive immediately to whoever we want there, who could come to us, and then there's no chance of people.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Hey, great idea.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to spend the 7 hours getting back to town.
Yeah.
Well, and Red sort of looks out the window a little bit. I think you guys could stay here. I wouldn't mind trying to find Bee. I feel, is Doran still an ape?
Yeah.
There's this moment where I think I'm just looking up at the ape version of Doran, like, are you ready to go back to your regular size?
And he does a big sad.
And I think just with a snap of my fingers, you shrink back down to regular Doran.
Like all my clothes are like torn in half.
Yeah, and I think just ready for a high five as soon as you get out of there. Doran, my God.
Oh, you're telling me. That was incredible.
You're telling me. Oh, my God. You're a giant like the best of
The
them.
memories that I will have. Holy moly. High five. Thanks again. Good job, everybody.
Great job, Doran.
Go and find Bee, Red.
Yeah. So I think Kraloth and I will go look for Bee and leave these two in the dust.
Sure.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like late afternoon, early evening.
Okay. Well, we'll be back before the sun's fully down.
Perfect.
Sounds like a plan.
And I think Rob, Jack, and I, we will be ushering out any of
The three of you?
All three of you.
I'm so confused.
Sorry. Myself and Rob and Doran and Jack will be ushering pigs out so that they're kind of out of the building, and we're going to start doing something. Maybe you could use some magic to dismantle this dam.
Yeah, I think Probably I'm going to write a letter back to Belliard to try and get some of the
Yeah.
people here to help and reclaim any of the livestock and
That's right.
valuable materials.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's also golden fields not too far from the south.
Yeah, I'd probably a letter to the sheriff and a letter to Golden Fields.
Golden fields.
Pop, pop, pop.
Golden fields.
What?
So yeah, Kraloth and I are going to go look for B. I'm going to probably head to her last known position. And as we're walking, Red's very hyper-focused now on this. He's almost like walking a few steps ahead of you. We need to find her, Kraloth. We need to make sure she's safe.
We'll find her. I'm sure she's fine. It was this hill right here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
As the two of you travel towards where you left B, you do come across evidence of orcs having fled Grudhog. There are some hasty footprints that you see, Red, especially as the tracker. You note that there has been recent passage here, but you don't see any orcs. It doesn't look like anyone's setting up camp. They're all just kind of making tracks.
Oh, it's full Aragorn. He's on his knees. He's like, there was a struggle here. And then it like cuts back to B, like running in the, and then he pulls up a brooch that she left accidentally.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, no, I think I pick up on her scent and we head in that direction.
Yeah, are you going to do your primeval awareness thing?
Yeah, I think I'd spend a minute sort of just seeing if I can detect any humanoids in a 5-mile radius.
Yeah.
There's one right beside you.
Oh, no.
Oh, Kraloth.
You detect your friends back at Grudhog. You detect Kraloth standing right beside you. You detect B. I mean, you presume she's probably a couple of hills over. She's not moving.
Yeah, I just run without even telling Kraloth. He's put it out of his mind completely, the idea of B up until the task was done, and now it's all he can think about.
I'm right behind you.
Thanks. And actually on that, Red slows down. I'm sorry, I'm just so distracted. Like you were the other night.
Yeah, you're worried for your daughter. We'll find her.
Yeah, and you were worried too, right? Well, you seem better now.
Yeah, to be honest, it's all kind of a blur to me.
Despite this being a stressful time for you, as you crest a hill, you're taken with the beauty of this landscape, even marred as it is by the giants' encampment and the damage that they've done to the forest around here. It's still beautiful. The colors of Marpenoth and the gathering dusk. And that's when it starts to snow. Just a little bit at first. Little pieces of fluffy snow start drifting down from the gray clouds they're catching in your fur.
What? Kraloth, what is this? Quickly! And Red, dives down behind a rock trying to shelter himself. There's a spell falling down from the sky. Maybe the cloud giants are coming back.
And Kraloth, without paying too much attention, he pulls out his shield and he looks up, bracing for an attack. And then he begins to chuckle.
They got Kraloth charmed. Kraloth, I gotta hit you. Don't worry.
Oh, it's gonna get me. Oh, no. And Kraloth sticks out his tongue and he lets a nice, big, chunky flake land on it. And,
What are you doing?
it's refreshing. Try it.
What? Huh? All right. And he sticks out his little cat tongue and... Oh, it's cold. Oh! No, is this snow?
This is snow. We get a lot of it in Barovia.
Ah! Wow. Kraloth, I've heard wondrous things, but I've never actually experienced such an effect. I have to admit, I'm a bit jumpy with all the, things trying to kill us all the time.
Yeah, I hear you.
Snow!
Your voices echo out across the still landscape, and Red, you see some bushes rustle, and then B emerges. Red!
Bee! Snow!
What on earth?
Yes, I know. This is what it is.
It's beautiful.
Ah, Kraloth did it.
No.
I don't think so, Red.
Oh.
What happened? Tell me everything.
Everyone is safe. Everyone is fine. And the monster that ran that place is dead. I'll tell you all about it and how I single-handedly saved everyone.
Did Orin come with the horses?
I've got Orin right here.
Ah, Orin!
Hello, Master Red.
Ah,
Hello?
Asta, my old girl, and I pet my horse. And hi, shitfart.
No.
How you do? Yes, you are you.
Oh, it's good to be reunited, you all.
Let's head back to everyone. They're keen to make sure everyone's safe. And we take the horses.
Through this, like, the beginnings of the first snowfall of the season.
Yeah.
And as we arrive back at Grudhog, what are Doran and Jack in the middle of doing?
I think Jack's moved outside somewhere near the watchtower, maybe whatever's the least smelly place to like sit down.
It's kind of an offensive building.
Yeah, like there's nowhere in there that's okay.
No.
So on the far side of the watchtower, maybe sitting down with his writing kit in his lap and composing these 2 magic letters to send to Golden Fields and Belliard. I think they include like one of those cool 3D maps of the place and like the little image of that last moment of Chief Gu as the arrow hits the cart and she falls and tumbles down, just so everybody knows, hey, this is what we saw. And then like, come help us destroy this place, take the resources back. Just sort of a request to those 2 places.
And Doran is he's opened up the big double doors on the southwest side of the basement where the pigs are. And he's kind of broken down a couple of the gates where the pigs were locked in. And he's just kind of letting them head out now to where the sheep are, into kind of a general outside of the building area.
Yeah. Doran, I feel like you had to clear out a little bit of the rest of Grudhog. Like, there were a few pockets of resistance, especially down in the basement. A couple of more bugbears, another giant that you had to handle by yourself.
Ooh.
Doran by himself is like going through the underbelly of this place in the darkness, in the mud with the pigs, and he like ends up killing an extra giant just by himself.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like there'd be a really cool scene where Doran is like kicking through the rubble down there and he comes across the body of Gryhark.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe there's a moment where I like kind of crouch down and I put my hand on the head of Gryhark.
I mean, his body is pretty savage.
Yeah. And I
think it was like an accident almost. He's like moving the dead body of the thing and he
Yeah.
sees Gryhark there and he was
I
like,
like touch what was left of his hair and I say like, if only I had known you earlier. And maybe is there like some sort of symbol on him that I can make note of?
Jack noticed he was a member of Elk Tribe of
Right.
Uthgard barbarians.
Yeah.
So he's got some tribal jewelry that probably survived the scavenging of the pigs.
He's got like an hollowed out elk skull that's made into a thing on his
it was like a
necklace.
pauldron that was like slung over his shoulder.
I pull that off and pocket it and kind of continue to clear the basement. And
Sure.
I put Chief Gush, she's still like moaning, and I put my axe through her throat and there's a gargle and
You put her out of her misery.
there's nothing bringing this one back to life.
Oh, don't say that.
Enter the necromancer.
That being said, I continue to sever the head right off. So it's like,
Force a habit.
yeah.
once you start, it's just like walking downhill.
Yeah, you learned that from me.
I think the general plan is to wait for them to come, take all of these resources, and then, burn this thing down like Jack suggested.
Cool. You guys are going to wait here until delegates arrive from Belliard and Goldenfields?
I think we could all use a long
Yeah.
rest.
For sure. So where are you going to make camp? Because as Rob mentioned, this place is pretty gross. There's like gobs of grease and hunks of carcasses and the bodies of your enemies all kind of strewn throughout this whole edifice.
Red would definitely climb that watchtower and probably just
Throw the
sleep.
bodies of the hobgoblins off the top.
Yeah, exactly. And then end up sleeping up there as a bit of an opportunity to wake should something approach
Sure.
that's dangerous. And probably make a nice little place for him to sleep up there along with B.
Aw, cute.
Sleepover.
Like a cat tower.
Oh, we're telling like little secrets to each other. Hey, B, are you asleep?
Oh, what? I was asleep.
Hey, psst. What? I was just thinking of something. And there's just like that all night.
What about the three of you?
Probably camped around the bottom of that tower. I guess maybe if we
Yeah.
can lead the horses
Like
Yeah.
pitch a hut?
through the building
As-
to that next.
No wizards allowed.
I'll get you.
Yeah.
Just sending messages up there to whisper in your ear anytime you think you're drifting off to sleep.
Yeah, I think Kraloth's probably going around and gathering up all the corpses and burying them. Oh, it's not easy being a grave cleric.
It's hard work.
He ignores the Hemperate lady altogether, doesn't even recognize it.
Cool. So you guys take a long rest. Everyone gets all your hit points back, all your
Yes.
stuff.
Nice.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
What are you guys thinking about overnight? Red and B are catching up and sharing secrets.
I guess Doran is satisfied knowing that battle has been successful and that I'm not too concerned now about the retreat that we had done because now we've come back to finish that off. But of course, in the back of his mind, this is when Doran opens up his journal and he's writing down the events of today. But then he comes across this map that he had drawn previously of the dwarven ruins, which are coincidentally just south of where we are here.
That's true.
Were those are the ones that the ring pointed to?
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe as you're going through your belongings, you
Right.
touch that wooden ring again and you remember, the dwarf kingdom of Basilmer.
Right.
That's right, the silver. Thank you. And
Forgot
so,
about that.
yeah, I've got a little note on it, and I'm reading my scribbly writing, and there's like
Sticky note in your
a
journal.
picture of a ring I've drawn, and I turn to Jack in that Boy Scout kind of essence in the tent at night.
I think Jack has also got a map up in front of him because I think he's got trying to figure out when we could expect people from these various towns, and he's got the sort of charting the course where he's sure we're heading up north to go check out Liferless's Shadowtop Cathedral that he directed us to, and Everland, and he's sort of thinking in that other trajectory and trying to have that all mapped out in front of him.
And so Doran kind of turns over. He's lying on his belly now on his bedroll, and he's kind of got his feet up behind him.
Kicking his feet.
So cute.
Oh, Doran.
Hey,
I'm dying.
Jack.
Yeah.
We're not far from Basilmer, are we? By my writing here, it looks like it's just a little bit south of here. Can you pull it up in your map there? Have you got it?
Oh, what do you mean? Yeah, give me a second, because it was just Jack, imagines it into existence on this minor illusion map in front of them, and there it is, only a day or two south of us. Oh, no way.
Kraloth kind of opens his eyes and says, what are we talking about?
Well, remember those dwarven ruins that figure appeared and pointed to when I put on the wooden ring?
Oh, that's right, in the hut.
Well, it's just around here. I think that's where Thorold Flame
Flame-tongue.
Yeah, I think that's where he buried his famous axe. I could be wrong, but I think there's legends of it being buried there. I wonder if we should go there while we're around here. But I mean, I completely understand it if you don't want to do that. But maybe we can convince Red and B to join us, and we could go down and visit that area and explore it.
Jack flips through his notebook, trying to find the notes he wrote about that moment.
As does my character,
As
Dora.
does me.
As do we all.
Kraloth sleepily reaches into his sack and pulls out some dried jerky.
Everybody hits their notes.
He said that there is a once grand and important city and that you would find something of great power.
Maybe we could go visit the ancient ruins of Basilmer while we're down here. I mean, we've already done a bunch of stuff that you guys wanted to do, and maybe we could do stuff I want to do now.
It's definitely worth revisiting. I know last time we were all caught up thinking about old Gnawbones and where to go next and how we were.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I mean. I mean, we don't have to, but it'd be nice if we could. But
I would love to go there.
up to you guys in Red.
I'm in. We'll have to ask Red and B in the morning.
Yeah, I agree. We've taken care of the imminent threat here, so might as well explore a little bit while we're in the area.
Jack thinks for a minute and looks up towards the top of the tower and whispers a message into Red's ear. We're thinking about going to Basilmer tomorrow. It's pretty close.
And you just hear, bingo, bango! I'm in!
I think that settles it, Doran. You saved the day here, so we're doing your quest next.
Oh, all right. And Doran kind of excited looks back down to his notebook and starts sketching things. We're going to Basilmer.
She's dead. She's dead. And what a gross way to go. Thank you so much for our great Old One Patreon supporters, Megan Shepherdson, Adam Fry, Michael and Brianna Weber, and Christopher Ryan Evans. You make all of this possible. See you soon.